Hello, Pioneer fans. Welcome to Turner Time. I'm Jay Walker, along with Warren County Pioneer Head Football Coach Matt Turner. Coach, got to look back at a Mount Juliet game, kind of painful.
It was, yep, but that's growing pains.
We knew what we were getting into. Warren County with a young team, and again, more lessons learned and more lumps taken. But Mount Juliet wins at 53-13, and Warren County had flashes.
We did.
Defense, more defensively than offensively, I think, but showed some maturity in some places, and other places, not so much maturity.
Yeah, our defense has played well, I feel like, all season. And I mean, if you compare the two, offense or defense, the defense has been playing well. Offense is, and special teams sometimes has put the defenses back against the wall, with a short field. But, and that's something we built off of the game, Lebanon game. We put some younger kids in there, and they got a turnover against Lebanon, and you saw those kids excited and fired up and running off the field with a pep in their step, and so we built on that all week long in practice last week, and of course, we got the same opportunity this week, and had some great moments of success, and which that's so huge because if you look at a roster and you look at the starting lineup and you see how many young kids we got in there, you see that the future is bright right now. It's unfortunate for the seniors, right now, but they're doing what they need to do and lead and mentor these kids. But we've got a lot of young kids out there playing and getting some great experience.
Well, they got on the board first. Travers to Spurlock, 30-yard pass. Got a good kicker named Slocum, and he was perfect on his points after. Then we got caught for a safety. Two safeties in the game. We just couldn't get any field position.
Yep.
A couple of times, it becomes a result of their turnover. We can get it deep in our own territory, but that was good, but then we couldn't get it out of there.
Yeah, of course, hats off to Brady Swallows. Had to step up, big shoes to fill with Alex Van Buren being out. And then of course you backed up to the end zone and just things that you don't plan for. We actually had a little wildcat package where we put Cal back there and a snap went over his head, that caused that one safety. And those are just game scenarios that you got to learn, and it's hard to duplicate that intensity in a game throughout the practice week. But yeah, the safeties that's mistakes that we cannot afford to take.
They took a 23-0 lead before Warren County got on the board. In the second quarter, 72-yard pass play from Swallows to Jax Patterson, and that was a perfect pass. Perfect catch, hit him in stride.
Yeah, and hats off to Coach Harris. He actually saw that weakness and actually kind of installed that play about Wednesday, about midweek, just because watching film throughout the week and seeing our game plan and then seeing that wrinkle there, and he knew it would work. I believe the kids knew it would work, and Jax Patterson, that was just. Awesome to see, because that young man, Jax Patterson, has busted his tail off. And of course, he's not the biggest, he's not the fastest, but man, he's got one of the biggest hearts that a coach could ask for. And I have been really pushing to get him out there on the field, and knew he could do that because he's always going to be in the right place and he's going to make that catch, and and so it was so rewarding, So yeah, that was a great moment Friday night.
Yeah, the Crudup kid had a couple of rushing touchdowns, and he also caught a touchdown pass. Had a lot of trouble with that kid.
Yeah, of course, Mount Juliet, Coach Perry does a heck of a job, and they established, of course, he inherited that program that his dad had designed and built, and of course the field up at Mount Juliet's named the Perry Field, so a lot of tradition there, and they still not as flashy as they was the last 2 years, but they've got some kids that are coming to the top and becoming well known, and we got to see them Friday night.
They also had a kid named Edwards, scored on a 3-yard run, also a 76-yard kickoff return.
Yeah, speed. It's hard to coach speed. And of course, we can always improve on game tackling and corralling kids and pursuing to the football and wrapping up and all of those things. And when you go against a superior athlete like those young men, they can burn you pretty good.
Well, and Warren County got on the board last play of the game. Caleb Cox.
Yep.
That had to thrill him.
Yeah, that's another young man about the same as Jax Patterson has been a part of this program and worked his tail off. And, we've kind of been bouncing him around. He's a strong kid, very disciplined, and just trying to get him the right spot on the field. And, where PJ Truex kind of hurt his knee last week against Lebanon, I said, hey, I think this kid's tough enough that we slide him over at this tailback, fullback spot, and knew he could do the job and wasn't really expecting him to start producing. But, man, boy, he hit that, made a beautiful cut, and he was gone, So I think we'll see a lot more of him.
65-yard run.
Yeah, that was a good way to finish. And, of course, right now we're looking for every opportunity to build off of success, and the offense finished well with that, and that's what we've been building on.
Yeah, one thing that I noticed in the game, both late in the first half and at the end of the game, they didn't give up.
No,
I know with just a few
Yep.
seconds left, we thought, well, Warren County's gonna take it to the locker room, run the clock out, and you took time out, just a few seconds left, and had a couple of good plays there.
Yeah, that's where we are with our program. We're young, inexperienced, and things that, the kids can't control, coaches can't control. And we're going to take every opportunity to try to get better and get these kids reps and plays and build, and give these guys opportunities. That's something that we've really done this week in practice. We have two platoon this week, and we're going to allow some of these kids that give them an opportunity. The kids that's not been on the sidelines, or kids that might be the second best at their position, but we're going to split them up and have 11 guys on offense, 11 guys on defense, and of course there'll be guys that play both ways and rest each other. But so I'm excited about that, and you never know what a kid can produce until you give him that opportunity on the field.
Yeah, and that'll pay dividends next year.
Oh yeah, of course. And that's what you want the 11 best on the field at all times, but conditioning makes cowards of everybody. And I believe these kids are playing hard, and you can never be in perfect conditioning, or you can never be in conditioned enough. So these kids are playing until they can't play no more, and whether they're wanting to, and I don't feel like they're doing it by choice, but sometimes they have to take a play off, or sometimes they are mentally or physically exhausted that they're mentally making a mistake, and so now. And it, should maybe something we should have done a long time ago. We're going to give those kids, get them off the field a little bit, let them get rested, and give some of these other kids, because we're kind of thin as it is overall. But we're going to try to keep our offensive line as a group, and then our secondary as a group. The offensive line, they will get rest on defense, and the secondary guys will get rest on offense, and we've got Brady just plays quarterback, or quarterbacks just play that position. And, we've got a couple just one-way guys, young guys that we in practice, you play this position, you learn this position, and that's all you focus on. Not even trying to flip a page and say, all right, now you need to learn offensive position. Just get really good at your position, and we'll see what happens.
All right, some other numbers from the game. First downs, Warren County struggling. I had us with only 2 or 3.
Yeah.
The Bears with 11 turnovers. I had us with 3 turnovers, losing a couple of fumbles and an interception.
Yep.
And they also had 3 turnovers. Knight with an interception for Warren County. Also Gage Harris.
Yeah, Gage is, this is a young man that, first time ever playing varsity football, and he is getting better each game. And you can tell, because talked to him this week and talked to him Friday night. I said, man, that was fun. He's like, yeah, Coach, I like that. Obviously, and he's one of those guys that we're trying to give him because some opportunity on offense, a couple plays here and there that's specific for him because he's a heck of an athlete. He's hard nosed. He's got a good nose for the football. So we're looking to see how we can use him a little bit better.
Yeah, and Braden Knight.
Yep. Braden Knight, he's a young man that's came in and just he's strong and tough. It's been a pleasure seeing that young man develop. I think he started getting a lot of reps in late during Lebanon, and Coach Bond, is got the confidence in him to be that corner out there, and that's a very tough position out there. But Braden showed that he can get it done.
Yeah, penalty yardage pretty close. I had Warren County with 8 penalties for 60 yards. Mount Juliet 5 penalties. I'll get it right. 5 for 50.
Yep.
So both teams kind of
fair there, and that's one thing I've been pretty proud with our guys. I mean, we had some bonehead mistakes where we jumped off sides and gave them some free yards there, but majority of the time this season, we've been fairly disciplined, and the kids have been focused and not, especially not putting those stupid penalties. We had a young man on the sideline, and it was, when you watch film, you'll see that it was kind of accidental. It didn't even, so it's hard to blame him for that. But yeah, I thought, that kind of performance and stuff, the kids, there's a lot of good things going on, and a lot of good positive things going on that, Pioneer Nation needs to understand that these boys are working hard and the coaching staff's working hard, and the scoreboard may not reflect it, but, Mount Juliet, that's a daggum good football team.
They are undefeated.
Yeah, undefeated.
Well, we got Gallatin coming in
Yep.
here, Gallatin Green Wave. I don't know if we've played them in about 20 years.
It's been a while. I know we used to play them when I was in high school, and I graduated in '97. So, and of course that was back when Gallatin was, they've always just had a rich, tough football tradition.
Yeah.
I remember driving through the old part of Gallatin, and it was like Pioneer's going to die tonight, and it was almost the varsity blues scenario atmosphere. And they're always come in looking like the Green Bay Packers, and I'm excited to get them back on the schedule. But obviously it's going to be a tough battle, but we're going to try to play some good, clean football and see what we can do.
Also Friday night, the Pioneers of 1983.
Yes, sir.
Are coming back.
Yeah, a 10-game winning team that year. I'm going to put out some stuff on social media to teach or tell the fans more about what they did. But yeah, that was back when people talk about the heyday and the glory days of Pioneer football. Those early '80s, man, those were some dudes. So I'm excited to see them and highlight those guys. And it'd be a great opportunity. On social media this week, I told everybody to take a break from the fair and come back at 7:30. Come over here to Nolly Stadium and come support this squad and have a good time.
By then, everybody should have had their fill of the fair, at least for a while.
Yeah, shoot, yeah. Fair day, no school that day. Kids and all the. In the fair, in Warren County, it's a staple. It's amazing what kind of community we have here. And I was talking to one of my young managers last night, saying it's neat to see the ag part, and the history and the animals and the quilts and the cannon and of course I know the kids love the amusement part, but I think the older you get, the more you respect the stuff that's in the fair and the pavilion and underneath the grandstands and the village and that kind of stuff.
It's an amazing event that Warren Countyans can call their own.
Yeah, and that's why this place is so special. That's why I'm going to coach football here, or I'm not going to coach football. But that's why I want everybody to understand how hard these boys are working, and there's a ton of great things going on. Got an opportunity to talk to the Noon Rotary, and I'm so excited with the youth football. And then, of course, Coach Matheny had a big win this week, and I think he's going to be in a playoff situation next week, next Thursday, I think, if everything lines out right, and if they win that game, then they're getting to play for a championship. you know, and that's how, you know, it's coming together. You know, it's a tough battle right now where we're at the high school, you know, trying to come out of the COVID years. People don't really understand that these guys that are playing the varsity snaps right now didn't get opportunity to play as a 9th grader and 10th grader because we wasn't able to do nothing but varsity football. So there's a lot of adversity that we're overcoming, but a lot of good things going on.
All right, it's Warren County and Gallatin here at Nunley Stadium Friday night. We'll have the broadcast on 92.1 The Ticket, also WCS TV channel 180 and YouTube. So try to be down here and catch some football, some Pioneer football, support the Pioneers and the class of '83.
That's awesome. I'm excited.
Yeah. All right.
Looking forward to Friday. Go Pioneers.
Go Pioneers.